There's no denying that the Islanders organization means a lot to Josh Bailey and that Josh Bailey means a lot to the Islanders organization. But has the time come down to they are finally going to set their piece? Possibly, as there are rumors out there that Josh Bailey could be on the move. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, as if you like anything MLB or NHL related for trades, rumors, news, call-ups, whatever there is, we'll have it here on the channel for you in both sports. Now let's get to this. Last offseason there was a lot of, is Josh Bailey going to be traded? Is Josh Bailey going to be traded? At the trade deadline, there were a lot of Josh Bailey's going to get traded, or the ups and downs of him getting traded. Well, now we're back in the offseason a year later, and it sounds like he is going to be possibly getting traded. Sorry, that was Dolan ETV calling me. There's a possibility that he could also get traded this offseason, and the New York Islanders had to deal with a big drop-off play from Josh Bailey this season. While he still makes $5 million annual salary, there was speculation as to whether the team would buy him out this offseason, but it appears their solution is to dump him on a rebuilding team. While Bailey has already been linked to the Chicago Blackhawks, the Arizona Coyotes have also joined the party per David Pagnotta of the fourth period. Both teams will be looking to take on more contracts and acquire assets like they did last offseason, and not only help make the rebuild more successful, but to reach the cap floor. Eventually, the Coyotes have to flip a switch and expect their team to start winning and reach the playoffs again, but not next season. As Bailey, despite his diminishing productions, can slot in on the wing on the second or third line next season for the team, the 15-year veteran just 8 goals and 25 points in 64 games last season, but has stayed generally healthy throughout his career, can pass the puck well, and is a clean and effective player. As there is very little chance he'll be back with the Islanders next season, I wouldn't doubt he is a trade deadline move for the Coyotes or the Blackhawks next season. So this is great for the rebuilding teams like Chicago and Arizona, where take on this contract, get a draft pick or two with him for future considerations or a late round draft pick. Then if he does good this year, you could flip him for another pick. That gets you 3-4 picks, and all of a sudden you got more drafts for the rebuild. And both teams are in a rebuild. We all know that, with Jonathan Toews not going back to Chicago, Patty King getting traded from Chicago, Arizona buying out Zach Kassian and Patrick Nemeth today to bring their cap up, but available to still bring in other players to get to the cap floor. So it's great to see teams rebuilding, and this is one way they can really increase their rebuild structure. And for Josh Bailey, he's been a huge part for that Islanders organization. Has played his whole career there, but having only 25 points in 64 games last season, he has 580 points in 1,057 games, so half a point per game player. He is starting to fall off. His speed isn't there as much, but in the playoffs, he is a really good playoff player with 50 points in 71 games. So if a playoff team can get him from either one of those two teams, that is a win for that playoff team too. They can add a veteran leader, come in on the third or fourth line, help them out a bit. And both those teams could get 2 draft picks at the trade deadline if they retain salary. And that's what both teams are going to be trying to do. So that's just a quick little update on Josh Bailey, as Arizona Coyotes are interested in bringing him on to help reach the cap floor. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm on out of here.